Hello, it's your favorite sports Unc here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join the fastest growing community on YouTube. Remember, Nightcap doesn't happen without you. So please subscribe or you're going to make Ocho cry. We got a very special guest joining us. We got former Pro Bowler, former Raven, former New York Giant, former Raider joining us. Darren Waller. Darren, how you doing, bro?
What's going on, man? How y'all doing? Appreciate y'all having me.
Man, I'm doing amazing. Yeah. Let me ask, bro, you playing, I mean, look, you have a little setback, and we'll get into that a little bit. You get drafted by the Ravens. You have some issues. You end up going to the Ravens where you revive your career, playing unbelievable. You go to the Giants and having success there, and then abruptly, you stepped away from the game. What went into that decision that you're playing basically at the height of your career, and you said, you know what, I need to step away?
I feel like mentally and emotionally, I felt like I kept running into similar walls I was running into earlier in my career. I wasn't necessarily sabotaging myself in the same way, but I just felt like I kept running to the wall. Like this isn't really fulfilling to me. I feel like there's a lot more room for me to be having joy here, and I'm not having joy. So I feel like I needed to step away to really just reevaluate my life while I was doing the things I was doing. Was I doing them for me, or was I doing them for other people to give me a thumbs up, shit like that? So I feel like taking that time away really presented an organic moment for me to come back and join the Dolphins.
You know what? When I think about it too, when you think about that organic moment for you and being able to get away and having a sense of peace, for most, usually football allows us to get that peace away from the world, away from reality. Are you in a space now? Are you in a headspace now where you think you fulfilled whatever it is you needed to step away from the game from, and now you can devote your attention to just football?
Yeah, I just feel a lot lighter, a lot pure. Just in my life, I feel like there was a lot of things I was involved in or trying to do just to, I don't know, escape the game in a way. But now I feel like the perspective I got from these last couple of years allows me to step in and just see it the way I saw it, like when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? Just being excited to play, like having fun, like with the team, just cutting up. Like I just see it with a whole new pair of glasses now.
Yeah, that's dope.
When you stepped away from the game, did you think it would be as easy as it was to get back in? Because normally, getting in is easy. Getting back in is really, really hard.
Yeah, I feel like dudes ain't just really just like stepping away and then being like, I want to come back. Usually they step away. It's like there really ain't no coming back. So me coming back into it, I mean, I feel like I've always respected the game. So I'm like, dudes is still just as fast, stronger, maybe even more so. So I'm like, shit. I practiced maybe 3 full practices, a couple limited ones earlier, right when camp first ended. So I was like, I don't even really know what I'm going to be like when I step back into this. Like, I'm going to get hit too. I ain't got hit in 2 years. And then to have it go how it went on Monday was just like, you couldn't even script that for real.
I think, but when you think about it too, when you were in the game, you were still one of the better players in the league at your position. I mean, just removing yourself for 2 years from that and coming back with just 2 years, you're still going to be one of the better players at your position, as you saw when you guys played. So I'm excited for you. Skies is obviously the limits. Tyreek Hill is now gone. And so that puts you to even more of a bigger role, because knowing Mike McDaniels and the creativity he has offensively, you can create mismatches with you all damn day. All damn day.
Yeah, for sure. Straight up.
How long did it take you for your spidey senses to come back? Because, like when you enjoy, like when you take like 4 months off, it takes you a while to really understand, like, okay, this is where my danger spot is, danger over here. The guy's coming up from behind. I need to get up in my shadow. Being away for 2 years, I can only imagine, and your spidey senses are shut off for 2 years. How soon did it take them to start tingling again, where you felt, okay, this is man zone. I got danger on my right. I need to get up in my shadow. I need to spin left. I need to spin right. How long did that take for it to come back?
Bro, I still feel like it's coming back, because like during the week of practice last week, like we had like put a play in where I was kind of running like a choice, but like it kind of turns into like a wheel route. And I was out there like on the red line, thinking I'm on the red line. I catch it, like my feet are just barely in bounds. So I'm like, I got to get my field spacing back. But luckily, like that first play, first third down of the game, it was just like 2-man. And I'm just like, all right, like I know what this looked like. I beat this a million times. And just like that muscle memory came back. But no, you're definitely right. Like I feel like the spacing, reading his zone, seeing how coverages react from the disguise, like post snap. I feel like all that shit's got to come back with reps.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and speaking of reps, was the game too fast for you? Did it feel like you were moving in slow motion a little bit, being that you've been away from the game? And listen, you didn't get a chance to play in the preseason. I'm not sure, but game speed is totally different. It doesn't matter how much you practice. Once you get in the game, playing against somebody else, you be like, "What the
Yeah.
hell?" Have you caught up to that yet? Are your legs up underneath you yet?
I feel like it was a good start Monday. You know what I'm saying? Like I was getting, reps against guys like Sauce, and there's good
Mhm.
athletic guys on that defense that's
Yeah.
moving fast. So I feel like it's a good start, and I'll probably see matchup guys with guys like JC on Sunday with the Panthers. They got some guys
Yeah.
that can cover. So I mean, I feel like it's only going to get better for me. I feel like the little things, tops of the routes, just to feel like how
Mhm.
I'm feeling, and stems, and just playing fast and not really thinking is
Right.
gonna probably take some time, but I feel like I'm probably further along than I think I was just off of Monday night because I didn't know what to expect.
I think the thing is that you, like you said, I mean, you really haven't. It wasn't like you were out running routes because you didn't know if you were going to come back, and so now basically they're putting you out there, and you got to, hey, do I rip? Do I swim? What do I do? Do I press? I mean, do I get on his outside? I know I don't want to square him up because I don't want him to get my whole chest. I just want to give him a shoulder to hit. How soon did the route running aspect of it come back?
Like I said, bro, it's still coming back, bro. Like I had got injured when a few weeks into my training of when I said, all right, I'm gonna play again, and that had me out for real until last week. So like I had a few
Wow.
practices before I got hopped in that game. So it's really all just coming back to me as we go along. So like these Wednesday, these Thursday practices is like super intentional.
You get better and feel
Yeah,
more
super
comfortable.
intentional for me to try to like, all right, how can I curate like everything that dudes was doing throughout camp? I'm kind of like trying to hustle up and kind of get back into that flow, but also just understand like, I am where I am. I'm supposed to be here right now. I ain't got to be where anybody else is at in their journey. My journey is probably as weird and unique as it gets. You know what I'm saying?
When the Tyreek, were you on the field when Tyreek got injured, or did you see it on the jumbotron when
No,
they
I was right
replayed it?
there. So we had ran like, I don't know if they call it a crash concept in your day, but it's like the dude in the slot runs like the 12-yard out, and you got the under from number one.
The
Yeah.
smash route, yeah, we smashed the smash
Yeah, I ran the
concept,
little
yeah.
under from number one, and I seen the ball go over my head, so I turned. I'm like, and Reed caught it, and then I just saw like, and then I just seen his leg dangling, and it was just like just instantly, just like
Ah.
it just brought me to the ground. Like I didn't even know my
Mhm.
body just didn't even know how to react.
Yeah, because they said he suffered a dislocated knee,
Yeah.
torn ACL, and maybe some other ligaments damage. It's tough seeing that. So obviously, and Mike McDaniel is telling the story of how he's joking with some of the guys, like, guys, you just make sure you get this win, knowing, because look, you've been around this game enough. You know when it's a serious injury. The doctor doesn't have to tell you anything. You don't have to hear out a report. You've been around this game enough. You see that, yeah, he's not coming back.
Yeah, straight
Yeah.
away I turned around and I was like, come get him. Come, they got to put him in the air cast
Wow.
immediately.
Yeah.
Right. So you was with Gruden. I think you were Gruden because he's like, hey, this guy, and he saw you. What has been the biggest difference between Gruden and Mike McDaniel? Because they're both this basically the verbiage might be a little different, but this is the West Coast system.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, the similarities between the two, just coming from like the founding fathers, like Mike Shanahan and Gruden, like it's kind of easy
Yeah.
for me to pick up the concepts. Like there's different words, different nuances, but they're both really like they're one of one individuals. Like I don't think I've ever met anybody with personalities like either one of them. They got their own unique sense of humor. But I mean, they love ball for real, and they love putting the guys in position to do something with their career, do something with their lives. So it's really fun energy to be around. I feel like both of them got just a distinct energy.
Hey,
I don't know. It's hard for you to say. But the word out is there have been reports that he was too lenient, and guys were coming late to practice, and guys were coming late to meetings, and guys were overweight. What have you seen in your short time there that leads you to believe that, you know what, he's the guy that can get this fixed? He's the guy that can turn this around and get the Dolphins going in the right direction.
I've seen a sense of urgency just since July, from cleaning up, like the fines that guys had from last year, and just like all the little things that's just like how the fuck are we doing this and thinking that we gonna win? Like I feel like he's put in his energy and used his words to be like, hey, like this has got to change. And of course, it starts with me, but at the same time, it's like it's really up to the guys in the locker room to police this. And I feel like the captains have really gone out their way for
Absolutely.
sure to make sure things are different from that regard. And the results on the field sometimes it's like, okay, it may take a while to get things going. Like that's how the league goes. It's just super competitive. But from the standpoint of little things like you just described, I haven't seen any of that this year.
Right.
And so it's like, all right, like once you have that out the way, like we can actually go somewhere.
Locker room controls the football team.
Yeah.
They police, they run. You got to show me the team that has the strong locker room, and I'll show you a team that consistently win. You show me a team that the locker room and the guys don't hold the other guys accountable, and I'll show you a team.
Yeah.
Let me go. You put me in any locker room for a week, and I don't know anything, so I'm going in there blind. I'm just gonna happen to be in the locker room. I'm just gonna be observant. I'll tell you who's winning and who's losing.
Matter of fact, AD, since you came back, right, 2 years removed, obviously you get an opportunity to come back, play for the Dolphins. Obviously, you have your team goals. From an individual standpoint, 2 years removed for the game of football, what would be a successful season to you now that you return?
I think a successful year for me is, really just kind of keeping the same mindset I had before. It's like I don't necessarily know if it'll be 100 catches. I don't know if it'll be the metrics that they once were 5-6 years ago, but just the same process of like however many opportunities it is, like those opportunities are gonna get maximized. That's how I kind of try to measure success. Try to get away from like the stats and everything like that, and really just kind of like being a leader, kind of being one of those guys like that Shannon was just discussing. Like I'm the oldest guy on the team, I think, which is wild. Like
Hey, how
I just
old are
turned
you?
33 September 13th.
Oh, that ain't bad. That's young. That's
Right.
young.
So just kind of like embodying that presence too, and just kind of like some of the shit that I've been through coming in, going back, like going from where I was in my career, I can relate to where any of these dudes is at in their career, from practice squad to getting cut to getting traded to on the rise, like just kind of stepping up in my leadership abilities, I would say as well.
Now that you're back in football, because when you stepped away from the game, you stepped into music. Obviously, that's a passion of yours. But now that you're back in football, have you put music on the back burner? Is that something that you're going to pick back up once your football career is over?
Yeah, it's kind of on the back burner for now for sure. Like I think I've written of one verse or two since July, and like a hook or two for a song, but like I haven't really been doing anything. It's been focused on football for real. Like I got a lot of songs. Like I'll like tease some shit, like put some music behind some posts that I put out, but all those songs were recorded before I
Yeah.
even got back out here. So, and it'll be nice to take a break because I was going hard with it and creating in my time off, and so I feel like it's a good flow for me to be back in ball. And when it's time to pick the mic back up again, I feel like I'll be ready.
Well,
Yeah, I
what?
mean, I
I'm
haven't
glad.
really heard a whole lot of rappers from Georgia Tech, but okay.
Hey,
It's a
listen,
new,
I'm glad. I'm glad you do that. Because listen,
I guess it's a new thing, Darren. Hey, we open to it.
yeah. Hey, one of my hobbies and one of my passions is, I write. I've written for a few artists. So if any point you pick that mic back up, let me know. I've written for Drake. I've written for Nicki Minaj. I've written for Lil
You got
Wayne.
song, you got
And,
real credits.
oh yeah, I got real credit. I wrote for
What songs?
Beyonce. If you look at their credits of some of the songs that I've done, I'm in the
What
credits.
songs?
Huh?
You can't, your connection fucked up.
Yeah, I got. I'm gonna show it to you. I'm gonna send it to you. But yeah, we get in the studio, do a little something, little duo, little duet or something.
Say less, bro. Hey, I need to know what's
Yeah.
the best cigar lounge in South Florida, bro. I'm in like Fort Lauderdale area.
Hey, listen, we could go together. Smoke on the water.
Smoke on the water.
Smoke on the water, right there, right off Royal Palm Boulevard. Yeah, or it's another.
Darren, I don't do nothing but smoke them Daniel Marshalls.
Hey, send me my cigars, man.
Whoa, I'm talking to the guests. This ain't got nothing to do with you, Ocho.
Send my
I'm telling the
cigar.
man what I smoke.
You
On the
don't even
Fuentes.
smoke. You don't even smoke.
Ocho. You see, all I'm saying is that the Daniel Marshall, those 24 karat, I got a box of those.
Yeah.
Can you send me some cigars? Hey,
Yeah.
AD, on Pembroke Pines, Pembroke Pines Boulevard. There's another cigar bar called Aficionados. Them the two I go to. It's real nice.
I ain't smoking no 24 karat gold, but
Yeah, you the gold leaf, you look gold. Something, you know, Daniel Marshall. When next time you go to the cigar bar, that they gonna be in the case. You just can't go pull them because you know they like 85 to 120 a stick. But you know,
Nah, AD, don't listen to him. Them sticks cost $2.89 a
oh
pop.
nah, we off that.
listen,
Yeah, they
you
$2.89 a pop.
Ocho, why you mad? Because I got a box of them. Damn,
Yeah,
I see you a couple.
Hey, AD, them sticks were probably sent to him by accident. They were probably for me. You don't smoke cigars, huh?
Whoa. We'll get
Oh,
to
you
that
know
in a
Black and
minute.
Miles?
Darren, in 2020, you founded the Darren Waller Foundation with the mission to equip youth to avoid and overcome addiction of drugs and alcohol, support the youth and their families during the recovery and treatment journey. I don't know how well our audience know, but you were originally drafted by the Ravens. I mean, a guy that's your size, 6'5.5", 255 pounds, can run like you can run. You're a matchup problem.
John,
No linebackers doing anything with you. Safeties, they're just too small. People are putting their best corner. You beat Sauce for a touchdown. You were getting, when you were at your prime, when you were with the Raiders, I thought you were going to get my record that day, too. I think you had like 15 catches for 200 yards. I'm like, damn, he going to get it. To overcome what you overcame, when you're at your darkest, did you understand like, man, I'm throwing this great opportunity away? Did you understand when you're in it? Do you understand or do you realize that you actually have an addiction? Who told you have an addiction? When did you realize you had an
Yeah, it's a
addiction?
great question. I feel like in the moment, I don't think you can. I think you're too numb. At least I was. Like for me, like the drinking and shit like that was to numb a lot of things I was feeling, thinking, experiencing. So in those moments where, you know, a normal person would feel like, oh fuck, like I'm throwing this shit away. Like I don't have access to that feeling. Like it's all kind of shut off, you know what I'm saying? And I had guys like Ben Watson was with the Ravens when I was there, like right before I got suspended, and he was like, if you could just like lock in, bro, like you don't know where this shit could go. Like a whole bunch of people
Right.
just telling me that, and I'm just like, I can't really receive it because I also don't really have that much confidence in myself. So I realized I was addicted when because I OD'd in 2017. It was like a month before what would have been my third season, and I was probably gonna be a starting tight end in Baltimore that year. That was 2017, and yeah, I OD'd and then went to rehab a month later, and I'm just sitting there listening to everything they're saying. I'm like, damn, like I definitely
That's
that's
you. That's
100% me, and
me.
it's all throughout my family. You know what I'm saying? Like throughout like the generations of my family, it's kind of like impacted a lot of
Right.
people. So it's passed on to me, and then being able to have the opportunity to be like, all right, I could change the course of generations going forward for my family, and also just be somebody that people can look to because like shit, I done fucked up plenty times, and but they can still be
Yeah.
successful with whatever they got going.
yeah.
How old were you when you started drinking or you started dabbling with drugs? Were you young or whether you got to college, you started drinking, college atmosphere? Was it in high
Yeah, I
school?
was pretty young. I was like 15. I got into like painkillers like the hydrocodone 5 milligrams, 10 milligrams
Yeah.
first. Started smoking weed and drinking after that, probably like junior year, and was just kind of off from there. It got real crazy through college and through my first couple of years in the league, and then so it's about like a 10-year run from like 15 to I got sober like a month for my 25th birthday.
What what message would you like to share with the youth about what they can potentially overcome given you're the best teacher because you've overcome something. You know a lot of what these kids are dealing with. You know a lot of the signs. You know a lot of the symptoms. You know a lot of, man, I'm all right. No, you're not. Because that seat that you're sitting in, I sat in that seat for about a decade. Now I'm in this seat, and I want to share with you the message of how you can beat this addiction.
The message for me is just like there are so many different ways that we try to mask what we really feeling or who we really are. We compare ourselves to so many different people. There has to be some level of return to like authenticity, find like a comfortability, like a peacefulness and a joy in just being like exactly who you are. Because I feel like me, this
Mm.
young kid, I was like, it all stemmed from the pain I felt from feeling like I was always like the odd man out, or people thought I was too weird, or I had big ears, big feet, I was getting roasted, or like it all started from all these little things that I was like, man, I don't feel like I'm
Right.
good enough, and I want to turn to things that make me feel like I'm good enough, or at least forget the fact that I'm not good enough. And when really it's like there are people around you that are going through the same things. We just all try to act like we don't have stuff going on in our lives. So it's really just being yourself. You're going to attract people to you that love you for who you are and that will support you whatever you go through. So I would just say, you know, there is really no peace, no sobriety possible if you don't find ways to really deal with the pain and the trauma that happened earlier in your life or whenever in your life, and just finding peace with just being who you are, whether people like it or not.
I like that.
Happiness. Happiness is, people say, I found happiness, but happiness is something that you create. Peace is something that you create. How long did it take you to get to that point that you says, I'm at peace with Darren? I'm happy with Darren.
It's been elusive, man, to be honest. Like, I think my journey with like sobriety, just kind of seeing life differently, started like 2017. And I feel like there were a couple years in
Okay.
there where I was like, okay, like I'm moving in the right direction. And then there was some years in there where I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of moving away. Like I'm still sober, but there's still something that's
Something was
blocking a
missing.
little bit. From say 21 to 23, and then it's like since retiring, it's opened up nothing but a path for me to just go as deep as possible with those kind of things and really just look at myself in the mirror. And now I feel like it's like a lot more attainable. I feel like the happiness is fleeting, but it's like I'm a lot more content with my life. Like I can step into football and just be like, I want to have this experience. This is what I want to do. I don't need it to do something for me, to validate me, to do X, Y, and Z. It's just like, this is the way I'm choosing to live my life. And I'm gonna enjoy this shit.
And that's dope, man. The funny thing about it too, I'm really glad. I mean, I'm really glad you're able to be authentic and raw in answering these questions. The questions are phenomenal too, because there are people that are probably in the chat. There are people that are going to see this, and people that are dealing with the same issues you are, and not knowing how to navigate those situations or how to deal with it. And you being a testimony and being someone that has had issues, but gotten the help and look where you are now. That, I mean, dude, that's an amazing story. And kudos to you for having, for one, the discipline to do it and stick to it and be able to live out your childhood dream again.
Yeah,
Because most times people don't get a second
straight up.
chance.
Appreciate that, man.
Darren, we're going to get you out of here on this one. Now that you're back, have you put a timetable or a time limit on how long you want to play? Or you taking it year by year? Or you like, you know what? I really like to get 2 or 3 more in. Or you saying, you know what? All I know is that I'm going to play 2025. And I'll worry about 2026 and 2026 and beyond once that time arrives. But right now, I'm in the here, I'm in the now, and that's all I can control.
I think you really just said it right there, man. Because it's like after experiences like Monday, because I came in, like I said, I got hurt my first couple weeks of training. I'm like, damn, bro, we on this shit again. Like this shit's still happening. And so I'm like, there's doubt, there's fear. Like, did I even make the right decision coming back? But then having like a night like Monday, it's like, well, wait, like this feels like there's still like plenty left here. Maybe there is something more down the
Yeah.
future, but it's like I feel like you just said, playing this season, giving this season my all, and then really evaluating from there. And so I'm open to everything. I don't want to say I'm done. This is just one chapter because I don't really know. Every time I thought I've had my life figured out in which direction it should go, I feel like God has flipped the script and been like, nope, we going this way now. Because I was set on not playing football ever again, but it's like here I am. So I'm trying to just remain open.
Well, Darren, thanks for joining us tonight, man. Congratulations on all the success, everything that you've overcome. Lets us know that there is a God and that anything is possible. Stay healthy, and after the season, come back and talk to us.
Yes, sir,
again.
man. Appreciate you always.
Appreciate you
Peace.
coming on, man. Darren Waller, tight end for the Miami Dolphins. To go through what he's gone through, Ocho, to be able to overcome, because hey, like you said, he was about to start in Baltimore.
Oh, yeah.
And ended up getting suspended a couple of times, and they moved on, and now he ends up with the Raiders, and he's a Pro Bowl player. I mean, he's at the top. He's one of those top players. And then, all of a sudden, abruptly,
Yeah.
he steps away from the game.
Mhm.
And for 2 years, he's like, you know what? I want to come back.
Yeah.
And kudos to the Dolphins for giving him the opportunity. Now, I don't know if there were other teams out there willing to give him an opportunity, but I know the Dolphins was one because he's playing with the Dolphins, and so it's always great when you're here, you're down here, and then you're back up here again. And so, like you said, he doesn't know if he'll ever be what he once was in his prime, but for him to come back and to show that there's a possibility, because Ocho, you and I talk about it all the time. It's easier to get into the league than get out and try to get your butt back in.
Yeah. But listen, if you're really good and you leave a good impression before you leave, the chances of you coming back, they pretty good.
Yep.
He's a mismatch nightmare. You think about this. Remember when Jimmy Graham's with the Saints?
Yep.
You see what he looked like?
Yep.
Gronk, I'm not saying he's Gronk. I'm not saying he's Jimmy Graham, but I'm just saying that he's a mismatch nightmare.
Yes.
He can go out there out wide and go against receivers. I mean, he's really good. And you got a small sample size of that when they played Monday night.
Now, our second guest joining us won the Super Bowl with the Rams, played unbelievable, a tackling machine. Here he is, starting middle linebacker for the Seattle Seahawks, Ernest Jones
That's it.
IV.
Yes, sir. How y'all doing?
How you doing, bro?
Well. How y'all doing?
Man, we doing good.
I'm here on the road, chilling. Hey, I can tell you something real quick.
Talk to me.
Hey, do you feel blessed that you ain't got to deal with me in today's game?
Honestly, I wish you was out there. We wouldn't have to worry about you too much.
You don't think
Not
so?
at all.
Dang.
But you know I would have ran you
You
over.
know we
though,
got
boy.
a Devin Witherspoon out there, right? A
Who?
Devin Witherspoon.
The only Witherspoon I know is the kind I eat with. That's it.
And running me over wouldn't have never happened, man.
Boy, I'm 230, 6'4".
I seen what Ray did to you.
Who?
You know Ray.
Ernest, man, thanks for joining us. Bro, you fit right in Seattle. I mean, let's go back. The Rams. Bro, you playing out of your mind. You 130, 140 tackles. What happened with the Rams?
I mean, we still trying to figure it out. Honestly, we don't know. We really don't know. All I know is we ended training camp practice in Houston. I get off the plane to head to my car, and I get the call like, "Hey, we finna trade you." And I didn't really see it coming. Thought it was a joke at first, but they were real serious.
Hold on, were you asking for a contract? What led, something had to precipitate this?
We never even got there. I never got to talk numbers with them. Just nothing. It came out of nowhere for us on our end. But honestly, I'm fortunate and glad it happened though, because landing in Seattle really changed everything for me.
Now you get to be yourself. You go to a team that Seattle, they pride themselves on defense. Ever since the Legion of Boom, when all those guys with Earl and Sherm and Chancellor and all those guys, Averill and Bennett, from there, B-Wags, from that time on, this has been a defensive-led football team. And you land in a defensive-led football team. You mentioned a Witherspoon. You mentioned Wolin. You mentioned the guys that you guys now have. How has that transition been so seamless? Because it seems like you were drafted to Seattle, like you were born to play in Seattle.
I agree with you there. That's how I feel. I think the biggest thing that different from there than a lot of the places that I've been, it's 53 other guys in that room, in that locker room, man. They dogs, man. They play football the right way. It's for the love of the game. And getting in there in October, once I was there, they welcomed me in so seamlessly, and it just was a perfect fit.
Now I don't know if you know this. They traded you to Seattle, right? You know what that means? You know when a team trades you within the division, you know they don't have a whole lot of respect for you, Ernest. You know that, right?
Well, they traded me to Tennessee first.
Oh, well, you got. Well, see, what you buying there? Because see, they try to keep you out of the division.
Smoke, but now you got to see me twice.
So now so you look up there, you say, you know what? We got y'all such and such week, we got y'all such and such a week. I don't know what's gonna happen. but I promise you, y'all gonna feel 13.
Oh yeah.
100%. I'll be there. Whatever time the game start, I'll be there early.
Hey, what is it? What has it been like playing out there in that stadium? I remember being out there, that 12 man. Boy, you can't hear nothing, boy. Boy, nothing. But what is that feeling like, man, being out there with those
I mean,
fans?
you like you said, you can't hear nothing. I remember coming up here when I was with the Rams, and the stadium. Of course, I'm on defense, and their offense is going, so I really don't hear the noise. But man, my first game here, when we played Buffalo, I was like, "This is real."
Yeah,
The 12,
yeah.
they show up everywhere, anywhere, rain, sleet, snow, or hell, they gonna show up, and it's good to have a fan base that comes to support us, and we got to show out for them.
Most definitely.
Seahawks, they're allowing the second fewest points, the third best red zone defense, fourth most takeaways, sixth most sacks, sixth best run defense. How have you guys, at the quarter pole, how have you guys been able to play so well, so quickly on defense?
I guess for us, I think the cliche answer would be like, we trust in the guys, next to us. We put in the work. But I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Mike McDonald, he the man. He puts us in great positions to get after quarterbacks, get after opposing offenses. Throughout the week, he gets us ready, and man, on Sunday he calls a great game. So a lot of it has to do with our ability and us going out there and executing. But our coach got us dialed in right now.
When you look, but think about it. You was on that team that won the Super Bowl. Von Miller. You got AD. You got Floyd. You had Ram. Have you ever thought of? Did you go home and like, damn, boy, we got this defense for real?
Man, shoot, every day that whole year, I was just thinking about it, man. Before the Super Bowl, I'm sitting up there reminiscing on like, okay, big moment. This is what you've been kind of working for. And I think I ended it with like, shoot, just don't fuck it up for Aaron Donald. Them. Just don't mess it up for them. So I went out there and played and balled. But man, that learning from the best there is to play, AD, Von Miller out there getting sacks. I mean, even Weddle came in and showed me what it's like to be a true teammate, true leader. So big credits and shout out to those guys.
What was it like watching Aaron Donald? Because I remember watching him coming out, and I saw him at the Super Bowl before the draft, and I was like, damn, who is that? I said, man, that's Aaron Donald. I said, that little rascal, he the one to be caught. Because when you look at him, he has wide shoulders, but you look at him, he like 6 foot tall, like, man, him? Boy, when I watched his first game when he was a rookie, I watched him when he was not at Pitt.
Yeah.
I was like, ain't no way that him doing all that, raising all that hell.
Raising hell, taking on double team, splitting double team, getting skinny, man, doing everything
you can think of.
When you first saw him, what did you think? When you first saw him, what did you think, Ernest?
When I first saw him, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't know too much about him. Like, of course, he was Aaron Donald, had been in the league a couple years, but I wasn't really all the way hip to him like I should have been. And I can remember the first day I was out there giving calls and he didn't get the call and he told me to speak up. And the way he said it just caught me off guard. So I'm like, I can't let this grown man talk to me like that. But to sit back and watch him, I found myself a lot of times watching him create havoc, destroy stuff. And there's been times, man, he's stopped practicing. They told him to get out. So I've seen some things.
Yeah, because you can't get anything done. If he's giving it 100% effort, you see what he does on Sunday. Now, everybody don't got a Zach Martin or Quentin Nelson to be able to deal with him. Or what's the guy in Seattle? I mean, not Seattle, but the 49ers.
Trent.
What's the left tackle name, Ocho?
Trent.
Big Trent.
Yeah.
Everybody don't got that. So if he says, you know what, I'm just gonna wreck shop today, y'all ain't gonna get nothing done. You're not gonna get anything done.
And he decides when he wants to do that.
No, that's crazy.
Your squad started the season with the 20th best odds to make the Super Bowl. Every publication had you guys picked dead last. Now, all of a sudden, it looked like you. Hey, it might come down to you and
it's
you.
Turning, huh? It's turning. That was the plan, though. That's the plan. We know what it is. I firmly believe when the NFC West, when all four of those teams are smoking and on fire, man, that's one of the hardest divisions to come out of. So we know what's on the line. We know who we got to get through to get there, and we
Last game of
yeah.
the season. This for the division. Rams takes on the Seahawks. This is for the division.
Yeah.
What can we expect from Ernest Jones?
Oh man, a performance. I'm ready to ball out. A performance, something sweet, slow, and sexy.
And you know what's funny? Defense, y'all, the numbers speak for itself. So already a quarter way through the season. But that goddamn Sam Darnold and JSN,
Ballers.
they might be the next big thing.
Man, that duo right there is growing. To see where they came from OTAs when offensively they were learning new, couldn't really figure it out. To see them guys where they're at now, and this just a start. Like Sam's a baller, cool, composed, and JSN's a quiet killer out there.
Were you surprised the AD stepped away when he did? Because you're talking about a guy that played 10 years. He won 3 MVPs. He won, he was phenomenal. He's an 8-time, 9-time first team All-Pro. And he's just like, you know what? I don't want to do it no more. I don't have the passion to train, what it requires me to be the AD that y'all see every Sunday. That takes the off season. And I'm done with that.
I truly, I could say I wasn't surprised because we kind of knew coming into that year that it was going to be it. But I'd say you just said it. For him to, I guess, be honest with himself and know that, I don't have what it takes to be Aaron Donald. I don't want to come out here and do the training camp
and steal their money,
and hunt, and just be taken like you just said. It was kind of honorable for him to put it up the way he did. Went out on his sword, went out at the top of his game, and you got to talk about him for years now as one of the best.
Yeah, and the funny thing too, and even when you think about it, you think about Aaron Donald and all he's accomplished. You look at his accolades, you look at his resume. He's coming to the NFL, he won a championship. What the hell else does he have to prove?
Yeah.
He had nothing else to prove.
A lot of people don't have anything to prove, but they're hard to walk away from $30 million a year.
Did he walk away from it? I think they were still paying my boy a little bit.
Like I said, it wasn't like you saw slippage in his game. He could still split the double team. Oh, yeah. He's one-on-one. And he lined it up. He turning every door. This was locked. Man, they left this one open. He gonna stay right there. He moving up and down the line, and he's telling everybody. Your offensive line coach for the opposing team, number 99. You circle him. He gonna get a chance to whip all y'all ass. So don't even worry about him. Let's go on to the next guy. Because that's what's gonna happen. He gonna whip everybody's ass, and you have to guys like him and LT and Reggie White and Bruce Smith. You had to account for them. They would wreck your entire offense if you did not have one miss. He gonna hit your quarterback in the back of the head, and he gonna put it on the ground.
That's how he was, man. Just a monster, man. Just wrecking shop every day. Like it's some stories that he probably wouldn't want told online. But that man is a monster.
That he was whipping all them offensive linemen ass. They couldn't nobody block him. And he said, "Look here, if y'all give me a little fee, I take it easy on y'all today." Because they had one-on-one. You had one-on-one in training camp. You had one-on-one sometime during the course of the year. Yeah. Ain't nobody blocking him.
You had to see him at some point.
Yeah, what you gonna do? He getting that shade. He getting that 3-tech. Well, hell, he can get into 5. He could go up and down the line. He can get into a 9. He can get into a 7. He can get into a 5, a 3, a tilt. Doesn't matter. What you gonna do?
And you know what's funny?
And he uses his hands. I've never seen a lineman use his hands like he could. He's almost like a wide receiver. If you look at the way he moving his hands, Ocho, how we swimming, how we knocking people's hands away, that's how he was as a defensive lineman. And then he catch you. He pushed the arm up, and then he get skinny. I gotta get. I'm in there.
And hold on. They got a bad boy over there in Seattle right now too. Now,
who that?
99.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, Williams.
Yeah, they got a bad. I'm not saying he Aaron Donald, but he's a bad boy.
Man. Listen. I've got the luxury to play behind some great defensive tackles. Man, he's up there. He's one of the ones, man. And that whole front four, whoever they roll out, Jan Reed, we got Byron Murphy, those guys, man, they keep me protected, and I just fly around and make plays.
And you just get the flow. You just like, hey,
That's
keep it
all I
clean.
need.
Keep it clean. When you come in, I want to know the goals. So when you start the season, when you get ready, it's like, okay, I'll be getting ready to go to training camp. Give me some of the goals that you set for yourself.
Oh man, I'm sorry. I think for me, some of the goals that I set, when it comes to coming out of training camp, are you saying on a personal level or just far as the team?
Yeah, on a personal level. Obviously, you want to win. Obviously, like if I do what I'm supposed to do, we gonna win because I'm gonna get me about 150 of these things.
No, for sure. I say for me coming into this season specifically, this is the healthiest I've been. I dealt with a knee issue for the past 2 years and I'm still able to play at a pretty good level. But for me, this year was coming in healthy, and then it was from that. Let's take the next step in my game. Let's start affecting these passes that come across this middle and coverage a little bit more. Let's be more fluid out in space, make those tackles, and let's just see what happens, man. Of course, I want to go all pro. I want to be a pro bowler. But I'm all about winning, getting there, and doing what's best for my team.
You want another piece of jewelry, huh?
I need it. This one over here getting lonely, man. I need another one.
Let me ask you a question. Do you wear it? Like when you go on road trips, you suited and booted. Have you pulled it out? Do you wear it, or you just like, nah? I got to get you a partner. I got to get you a homeboy.
No, I don't wear it today. I pulled it out today for the first time. Today was the first time in a while. But I don't wear it. I'm waiting to get a twin sister.
Yeah, you got to get a twin. You got to get a twin for it because he lonely up there. You know, he's like, damn. I ain't got nobody to talk to. I ain't got nobody to holler at or nothing. But what's going on?
I need it, and we keep going the way we're going and just keep getting better. I think we got a great shot at it.
Absolutely.
Ocho, you got anything else?
No, I'm done.
My last thing for Ocho. Hey, that Madden overall, we gotta.
But tell me what you need. Tell me what you need, right? Hey, listen, I take care of the receivers and the DBs. I don't really operate with the linebackers and stuff.
What you need? Speed? You need strength?
For me, it's overall. I think we lacking a couple things. The tackling, I think we do need to be better. Missed 4 tackles last year. Ain't too many people only missing 4 tackles. We got to get that up a little bit.
Right. So what's your overall right now?
I'm like an 81. Yeah.
Damn.
81.
Yeah, that real low. That real low. I don't agree with that.
Listen, I got a meeting with the EA team in the morning. I'm gonna address that. I'm gonna bring it up. I'm gonna bring it up. Like, I'm really not in a position to bring it up if it's not a skill position, like receiver DB. But I can sit on the table for you because it's on film.
I appreciate that. That's all I play for is the film.
I got you. Twin. I got you.
Who y'all got this
Tampa
week,
Bay.
Ernest? That's gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
They got them Bucky Irving and White. They can run the ball. Baker throwing it. That's gonna be a good matchup.
It's gonna be a good one. They come out to Lumen, so we'll see them Sunday.
See, I played in Lumen before y'all y'all wasn't good. It wasn't no crowd noise. Matter of fact, Ocho, you know how to be like this here? I was on the opposing team, like, get it up, damn. I feel like I'm in church.
It's gonna pop this week. It's gonna pop this week.
For sure. So when you got to Seattle, did you go to the market?
I haven't been yet.
Damn, Ernie, what the hell you waiting on?
Hey, you got to go catch the fish. I got here in
October. The only thing I was trying to do was figure out a playbook.
I get you.
I was trying to figure that out, but we gonna get there. Me and my wife gonna get down there at some point.
Hey, so you like seafood? You like fish?
I go for fish. I'm allergic to shrimp, but other seafood I'm solid.
I'm allergic to shellfish also.
It's just shrimp for me, which is crazy.
No, shrimp, lobster, crab, oysters, scallop.
It's a South Georgia.
Now I can eat calamari.
I love calamari.
But that's the difference. That's a crustacean and a mullet. So they're two different. Well, I'll tell you about it later, Ocho. But anyway.
Hey, you don't. What's your diet like? You're not one of them healthy eaters and eat all that good stuff.
Ocho, I'm gonna be mad here. I'm like you. I'm gonna get it in. I'm gonna get it. I will say I ain't been to McDonald's in a minute, but I'm gonna get full. I'm gonna just eat.
That's what I'm talking about. And people want to understand. They want to question, well, why is he so good? Why is he great? Why is he one of the best in the NFL? You know why? Because he eats the way he's supposed to
I'm
eat.
on the South Georgia
Clean that
diet.
hey, clean that diet up. I guarantee you all
Okay.
pro.
No,
First
that ain't-
team.
Hey, you clean the diet up, you're gonna be
Clean that diet up. First team all pro. Pro Bowl.
No,
I
no.
got you.
Get you about 5 forced fumbles, 3 picks. Now you know with 135 tackles, 4 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries, and 3 picks. Now they're talking about DPOY.
Yeah.
That's what they're talking about. I don't know if you
I
want
want
that or
it.
not, but you
I
clean
want
that
it. I'm
diet
finna
up.
get it done. I'm finna get it
Hey,
done.
That's what I'm talking about.
hey, listen.
Don't be listening to Ocho.
Hey, I tell you one thing. Whatever you put in your system ain't got nothing to do with making none of that he just named.
I got you, man.
Ernest, man, thank you, man. Appreciate you joining us tonight. Best of luck.
Yes,
Stay
sir. I
healthy.
appreciate y'all.
Hey, and when that season turns out the way you want it, come back and
I
talk to us
got you.
again.
Thank y'all for having me.
Appreciate you, bro.
Uh,
Ernest Jones IV, starting middle linebacker for the Seattle Seahawks, man. He's an unbelievable player. I mean, I was shocked. I was absolutely shocked that when they traded him, Ocho. Because I didn't see, because I'm like, man, no, he can really play.
oh yeah, absolutely.
No, yeah, he could really play.
And the
So
funny,
I'm absolutely shocked
Yeah,
that
and-
they moved him.
yeah, the funny thing too about it, Unc, when you move a player that's that good and makes that kind of impact at that position, that means there's somebody else that they see behind him that they believe in. And I'm not sure who that is right now.
Well, no one man's trash is somebody else's treasure. Because the Seahawks got an unbelievable. Hell, I'm surprised. Hell, he didn't stay in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Tennessee, look, no, the guy can play. Y'all, hey, chat, y'all know I call it like it is. He can play.
Well, listen,
He
in the
legit.
right,
He for real.
he in the right place.
Ojo, A.J. Brown spoke to the media about why he's frustrated with the Eagles offense being stagnant at times. Let's take a listen to what he had to say.
Yeah.
But I think it's fair to want the ball to get us going. Like last week against the Rams, I caught the sluggo, got the offense going next play, opened up for Dallas Goedert. The safety came over to my side and opened it up. So, I don't think it's a bad thing for one the ball. It's not just for targets or anything to put numbers up, but no, I see that we're struggling, and I'm a guy that wants the ball in those times when we can't find a way. Give it to me. Like when the game's on the line, give the ball to me. I want that. I want that pressure. I put it on myself, and I work hard for it. And that's what, the misconstruction or whatever you misconstrue, whatever perspective you can about me, but it is what it is. And I don't care, to be honest, because my teammates know. My teammates know that when the game's on the line, look at me, and I want everybody in the stadium to know that, and that's not a secret. I'm not shying away from that. And so that's when you see that frustration, because that hunger comes out. And it's because I see we're struggling, and I believe that you give the ball to me, I'm going to open up things, and I'm going to get this thing going. You can put it on my back. So.
I like that.
You like that he took accountability for his thing?
Yeah.
I do too. The only thing I would say
Yeah.
is that keep it in house, because the perception of how it's going to be perceived,
Right. It's completely different.
Ocho, optics and perception is everything in our business.
And the one thing he did say, you heard what he said towards the end, is even if you guys misconstrue what I'm saying or what the meaning is that I'm trying to get across, I don't care. And you have to have that mentality as well. He has that mama mentality in a sense. He has a killer mentality at the receiver position. He's out there by himself, Unc. He's on the island by himself. So he's reliant on 10 other people.
Oh, he plays a dependent position.
Exactly.
You at the mercy of the quarterback.
Hey, every time. So I understand.
It is.
When we're struggling, or the type of team we are, the way our offense is, we run the ball to open up the pass. Well, you know what? I'm a player that's here where we can throw the ball to open up the run. And I want to be that guy. I put the pressure and the onus on myself. Get me the ball in these situations.
The hard thing is, Ocho, is that when you win a certain way, the team believes that's the only way they can win. So what do they do? Say, well, we won it last year. Well, you have to evolve, because Saquon is not, the holes are not there for Saquon this year like they were last year. So clearly the defense is saying, we are not going to let 26 beat us.
At all.
If you guys want to beat us, he's going to have to throw the ball.
Yeah.
And AJ said, well, damn, can we throw the ball when they don't know we going to throw the ball?
Right.
Hell, if we just throw the ball on third down, you make it really hard. But, I'll be open on first down too. I'll be open on second down.
Yeah.
So
and then hold on.
An opportunity.
Wait,
Go ahead.
And one more thing, one more thing. Another thing that they need to do. Let's be a little bit more creative. Let's be a little bit more creative when it comes to the type of routes that you're giving A.J. Brown to run. I can name them too based on the split every time.
The under. Under and the slant.
Listen, if he's 2 yards outside the number, he running the goddamn slant. If he's on top of the numbers, he running the goddamn curl. If the split is condensed, he running the quick stick route.
Yep.
It's the same concept every time. Like, what the hell are we doing?
That's it. Ojo, Travis Kelce spoke about A.J. Brown's tweet saying, "You're 4-0, boss. Come on, man. It's frustrating for A.J. right now. Clearly, he's going to social media to show it. When I show my frustration when we aren't rolling as an offense, but it's also really hard for me to get mad when we're winning. I don't find that energy when we're winning, putting up points and winning football games." That's all I said. That was my entire point.
Right.
It's hard. People, Ocho, you can't say, "Well, I'm hungry. I give you food." Man, this ain't no Wagyu. this ain't no gratin potatoes. Man, this ain't no lobster mac and cheese.
Hey.
So and that was my point. That was all I was trying to say. It's hard to get people on your side when you're winning.
Right.
Philly wants to win.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so when you're winning, it's hard to get people like, "Yeah, AJ, you're right." They be like, "AJ, we winning. Yes, I want you to catch passes, but not as much as I want to win the game."
Mm-hmm.
And so that's all I would say. And I get what people saying. People like, with Travis Kelce, he gets a little bit, when they not winning, he gonna act up.
Oh, yeah.
When that offense is stagnant, and that's what AJ is saying.
Yeah.
So it's just hard. AJ, go talk to Jalen, go talk to Sirianni, and go talk to your offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking to.
Listen,
I ain't gonna put no tweet out. I ain't gonna say I ain't gonna put nothing on no Twitter, Ocho. I'm going to talk to them because I got a direct line. I know, I know where your office is, and I know I got her phone number.
You don't think he done did that? You don't think he done did that? Because we had the same problems last year. You don't think he's done that? I think the first step is he probably went and had those conversations already, and nothing has changed. Nothing changed. Now we're in the next year, and the same shit's still going on. But again,
I give you a prime example. Monday night, what did you see Chase do? Chase walked right up to Zach Taylor, didn't he?
And he was frustrated.
He ain't put that. He walked right up to him.
He was frustrated. And I'm curious to see. And it don't get no easy this week, Unc. It don't get no easy this week. They play Detroit.
Oh, Lord.
They play Detroit. So
Detroit put points on the board, Ocho.
But who you telling? They scored 50 week before last, and they scored 40 the last game. We don't have no choice. Zach Taylor spoke to the media today and said there's no need for us to bring another quarterback in, a veteran, because we believe in Jake Browning. I said, well, shoot, if we believe in Jake Browning, I ain't got no choice but to get on that bus too. Let me guess where I'm at right now.
Where?
In Cincinnati. Guess who I'm going to talk to in the morning?
Who?
The team. Because I'd be damned.
What you going to talk about?
I'd be damned if I get embarrassed Sunday. I'll be damned. I'm going to the game Sunday. Obviously, I'm gonna leave the game. I'm going to the game Sunday.
Don't worry about it. You can leave at halftime. It'll be over.
Hey, listen. Hey, Unc. Or when they get,
hey, Chad, we gonna start on time.
Hey, Unc, when they get this pep talk from me, before that game, it's a wrap. I'm telling you.
Okay. I can't wait to hear this pep talk.
Hey, matter of fact, you know what? I'm so happy. And just speaking back about, like, I know you ain't sent me none of my gifts, but I got a nice gift for you. I got a nice gift.
Ocho, what haven't I sent you?
Hold on. I got a nice gift for you to show you my appreciation and thanks for giving me the opportunity. I got you an awesome gift.
You know what, Ocho? I'm gonna send you. You know what, Ocho? I'm gonna send you your gift. I'm gonna send you your.
You didn't even ask me what the gift was.
Nah, I don't need to know. The whole point is, okay, Ocho, what's the gift?
I got tickets for me and you to sit front row, and we can go. We got backstage passes so we can take pictures and stuff at the NBA YoungBoy concert, October 13th
Where's that?
in Miami. All right, listen. Wait, before you say anything, I know how you like to fly. I already got the private jet charter to pick you up, bring you to Miami. I got a driver for you to bring you to the concert. I got you 2 security guards.
Ocho, I don't know one song NBA YoungBoy sang, man.
I don't either. What you need to do is go listen to the song Rebels Kick It. You can start there. And then I'll send you other stuff up to date that can catch you up to what you're gonna hear at the
Can you get me a Chris Brown ticket? I know Chris Brown.
I know.
What about Drake?
See, you don't, hey, you a YN right now. You a YN. And
Nah.
we going
I'm an
to
ON.
Huh?
I'm an ON.
Hey, what's ON stand for?
An old ninja.
Hey, listen. I got you the lime green bandana that tie around your neck. I got you a leather vest.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
And wear some black Air Force Ones. Hey, we gonna be in there cutting up. You hear me?
Man, you gotta give me. I mean, if I'm gonna go to a car, I ain't been to a concert, man.
I know. Hey, we gonna.
Adele was the last concert, and she was when she was at had the residency.
Yeah. Hey,
Ocho, you gotta give me something easy, man. Damn.
Oh, this easy. He gonna bring us on stage, right?
I don't need to be out there.
Hey.
Hey, Ocho, I'm on probation for the rest of 25.
I know, but this ain't got nothing to do with that though.
I'm saying I just can't be at something like that. You know what I'm saying? It gonna send the wrong message. My probation officer gonna get me.
What message? This message is about living life. This message is about turning up. This message is about having fun. It's about freedom.
The rest of 25, now 26. I'm gonna get back out there, but it need to be, Ocho, come on, work with me, Ocho, work with me.
I'm working with you. That's why we going to the NBA YoungBoy concert.
I can't do
this
that. This
is what you need. Hey, you need to be Let's go. Hey, you could come up out your shirt, then you gonna have the lime green bandana. Right?
Oh no, man! Look here. Yeah, I'm with you, man. I was gonna go. Hey, I got to sit this one out, Ocho.
It's too late. I already got the charter. I already got the tickets.
Ocho,
I already got the tickets.
I need to go somewhere. Let me go to a John Legend. Let me go to Anthony Hamilton. Let me get maybe I could do like a Drake or a Chris Brown. I can't do no young boy.
I'm gonna tell you like this. Either you go to the YoungBoy concert with me, I'm gonna beat you up. Now you got 2 choices. You get your ass whooped.
I think that's what I'm gonna have to take. I'm gonna have to take that one. Ocho, man, you know right, Ocho, you know your boy right now. I gotta,
Hey, I'm telling you, when you get in that atmosphere at that concert, I'm telling you, you're gonna feel like, damn, I ain't felt like this in a long time. You get loose, man. You just and then hold on, we're gonna be in the crowd and we're gonna be standing on our chairs and stuff. Going crazy.
Nah. I'm gonna have to say that. Hey, I got y'all. I'm back at 26. I'm back at 26. Fall 26.
I done already told NBA YoungBoy we coming, man.
Hey, Ocho, you know my motto. Fall of 26. I'm a dark-skinned slave. I'm outside. You know what I'm saying, Ocho? I'm outside. That's where I'm at. Give me 26. 26. I gotta hey, come on now. Work with me. Chad, tell him to work with me, man. Damn.
I'm working with you. I done spent $12,000 on these tickets right in the front. Now, don't do that. I got your chart. I got your charter jet. I got you 2 security, so can't nobody bother you.
It's just not a good look for me right now. You know what I'm saying, Ocho?
It's a good look.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, Ocho, as a matter of fact, the first big function I want people to see me at, I want to be coming out of church. Maybe I go to the Parter House in Dallas. Maybe I come out of PDJ's church. Maybe they need to see Chad. Y'all need to see me come out of church. You know what? That's what I'm doing. I'm going to church.
Hey, one thing about it, we ain't going that route. We ain't going that route. We not going that route, acting like we Reverend Al Sharpton and all that shit.
Yeah, that's what I got to be. That's what they got to do. Yeah.
Nah. We got to turn up. We got to stay true to ourselves.
Nah. I can't be that no more, Joe. I got to change.
Stay with me real quick.
I'm changing my life, Chad. I'm changing. I'm new.
Stay with me real quick. It's okay to be new, but don't forget where you came from. We come from times like that, and at sometimes you got to revisit where you come from.
I got to go back to church, Ocho. I lost my way. I lost my way. I got to go back to church. Chad, I know y'all understand. I know y'all listen to y'all want Unc to do something. But that Unc, I had to put him up. I had to put him on the shelf.
Hey, listen. Hey, that Unc you trying to put on the shelf is what made us who we are.
I know, Ocho, but
we can't lose that
dynamic. Gotta reinvent myself.
If we lose that dynamic, then that doesn't make us who we are. We can't lose that aspect of what makes us us. So you can't go the Kirk Franklin route. That ain't nobody want to hear that.
Hey, as a matter of fact, Ocho, don't be surprised when y'all see me in the airport. I'm carrying my Bible. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. That's where I'm at, Ocho. I'm just saying. That's where I'm at. I'm carrying my Bible, Ocho. I'm changed.
Listen, I'm all for change.
As a matter of fact, I told Jordan to come pick me up. Jordan be going to church. I told Jordan, swing by and scoop your Unc up.
Hey, I'm telling you that ain't it, Unc. That ain't it. Listen, I'm with you when you're right, but there's certain things you have to still remain yourself. You can backslide. You backslide.
Ocho, I can't.
God forgave you already. Whatever's for you is for you. You didn't got to do all that extra stuff.
I just need to carry the Bible just for a little while, Ocho.
But I tell you what, get the Bible. You got the Old Testament, New Testament.
I got the Bible, King James Version.
Okay,
they got the Old and the New Testament.
I tell you what, bring your
both
King
Bibles
James.
have both testaments.
Got you. Listen,
I ain't never seen a Bible with just one testament.
I got you. Bring your King James Version. Bring your King James Version Bible, October 13th, to the concert and be a young boy. I tell you that. Listen, I'm gonna give you a scripture. One that I go off of. Philippians 2, verse 27. For thou hast not tried to live perfect, thou shalt backslideth at some point in life. But you must stay authentic to thyself, because no man is perfect. So I'll see you October 13th.
You see, I got my thing. I'm coming, most gracious and holy Heavenly Father. I come to thee in the most humble way I know how. Bow head, humble heart on bent knee. Realizing that you're God of God, Lord of lords, Kings of kings. Ocho, I'm done, Ocho. Your boy out. Hey. I already got the Stacey Adams, Liam Fox. I'm down on one knee.
Hey.
I already told him, I said, Lord, when my time is up here.
Hey, boy, you hell.
And my face becomes a looking glass. Just give me a place somewhere in your kingdom. That's where I'm at, Ocho. I'm done. Your boy out. Chad, I'm out. I ain't fooling with Ocho. Man. Despite the Raiders losing to the Bears 25-24, Ashton Jeanty had his best game after bringing back his iconic Mike Myers stance. It seems his head coach Pete Carroll loved it. Since high school, Jeanty had stood straight up with his hands by his side in the backfield before the snap. However, during the Raiders offseason, the coaching staff demanded Jeanty switch to a traditional running back stance. Chip Kelly being the main advocate for Jeanty to change. bent knee game. During his first 3 games, Genty struggled to get going. He averaged 3.1 yards a carry on 47 carries. Since changing back to that stance yesterday, he recorded 155 total yards, 138 of those on the ground, 3 touchdowns, 2 receiving, 1 rushing. After the game, Genty said, "That's how I naturally feel good standing in the backfield. So that's how I'm going to play." Ocho, we've heard a lot of players that's played under Chip Kelly in the NFL, like, hey, it's like his way. I'm trying to figure out what does that stance have to do with your coaching style? It's all about control with him. It's all about control with him.
Yeah.
That man's been standing like there. It's kind of like a quarterback, Ocho, that's taken, and Johnny talked about it, say he only took about 6 snaps his whole career prior to getting to the NFL under center. This man has been playing like this. You took him as a top 10 pick in the draft, and now you get him, and now you want to change everything about it. Why?
I mean, the whole point of you drafting as high is based on everything he does, not the production, but why change what makes him comfortable? That's like you drafting a receiver very high and trying to change him on how he stands, how he runs routes. Like, what are we doing? Coach him. That's it. Let him do what he does. He's not giving you any indication in which way he's going by standing straight up.
None.
That's what he like. That's his style.
And plus, Ocho, Ocho, you put him in a conventional stand, how the hell he gonna see? You might as well put him in a down stance. He already 5'6". Hell, you put him in now he 5'2".
Yeah.
Let the man stand up so he can just scan the field. And I think he wears a shield, so it's not like you can see his eyes and see where he's going.
Yeah. I mean,
it's all about control with him, man. That stance wasn't bothering anybody.
Nobody at all. At all. Just to have your imprint on something.
Oh, the coach, and like I said, Pete Carroll should have said, hey, Pete should have went to Chip and said, nah, Chip, we're gonna leave that stance just like it is.
Yeah. I'm glad he went back to doing what he liked. And it's funny, as soon as he goes back to doing what he liked, he has a game like he did, even though they did lose.
Right. But that's the look. If that's what's gonna make him comfortable, Ocho, running out of that stance, most of the time, hey, coaches are very superstitious. If you need a special meal, if you need something, they make sure you have that.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
They're going to make sure you have that. That stance, he rushed for over 2,000 yards, 2,500, 2,600 yards last year, and now all of a sudden he get there. How does that impact your play calling? Because he's standing up like that. Does it force you to call plays differently than you would if he's in a conventional stance? No. Mm-hmm. It's okay not to have. See, I don't fault him.
Right.
I fault Pete Carroll for allowing it. Because at the end of the day, he's the offensive coordinator. Pete Carroll is the head coach. And I've seen head coaches override offense and defensive coordinators when they did. No, let him do that. Because at the end of the day, I want you to play your absolute best. If standing up in that stance, it's like, Ocho, like you said, a receiver. Some coaches, if you're on one side, whatever side you're on, okay, I want your right. If you're on the right side, I want your right leg back. If you're on the left side, I want your left leg back. Man, leave me the F alone.
Yeah. It's so funny. I used to play with my stands, and I really love the fact that at times I was given the freedom to change things because they watch film.
Yes.
When that skinny, it's always the same place. If the ball's in the middle, you inside add to the numbers. If the ball's on the left hash, you outside add to the numbers. So I used to play with my splits a lot.
Well, you had to, yes.
So I would play with my splits a lot so people wouldn't know what I was doing because it's always on film. Mm-hmm. So I would just add stuff into the offense, but I would always end up in the same place at the right time. I got to be there.
Right. And that's what it comes down to. Hey, sometimes you gotta run a slant.
Yeah.
You got to switch it up. You got to run. You can't. Hey, man, he tight.
Yeah.
Well, hell, they gonna know. Sometimes you got to. Hey, man, I'm gonna have to bust it, but I can't keep lining up in this tight split and running this shallow, or I can't keep running this tight split and running this speed out because they're gonna pick up on that. Right. Like you said, they study film. They study your foot placement. They study your alignment. They study. Okay. He normally always have this foot back.
Yeah.
When he have this foot back, here come that bang.
Mm-hmm.
So now you put that foot back and you run the out because he gonna be looking to drive the bang. The same thing that we do when we see a linebacker and he switch his stance. Oh, you coming. You ain't finna drop in no coverage. Man, Sharp, how you know? Don't worry about it. I'll tell you after the game. I ain't finna tell you now so you can change it up. But yeah, let the young man prosper. And if that's what's gonna help him be his absolute best, take off, son. Hey,
Right.
you want to eat spaghetti for a pregame? Take off.
Yeah.
If you want to, I was a French toast, oatmeal guy. That's what I had, and a banana. That's what my pregame was. Now I ate pasta the night before the game, but some people like pasta and steak before the game. I don't like that, Ocho. That's too heavy.
Right.
That's too heavy. I need to be light. I need that stuff to be out of my system by the time I get to the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Chip Kelly was trying to do too much for that. That was totally unnecessary because now let the guy succeed. Ocho, Malik Neighbors tore his ACL on Sunday at MetLife Stadium, ending the season, joining a growing list of players who suffered major ACL and Achilles injuries in that stadium. Nick Bosa in 2020, Solomon Thomas in 2020, Jabril Peppers in 2021, Wan'Dale Robinson in 2022, Sterling Shepard in 2022, Kyle Fuller in 2022, Aaron Rodgers in 23, Malik Neighbors in 2025. This morning, NFLPA Interim Executive Director David White met with the Giants and raised concerns with the playing surface per Jonathan Jones. David White pre-planned visit to Giants today, according to the union sources, while he met with Giants players and John Mara and raised the issues surrounding MetLife Stadium's turf history. White also shared the union's best wishes to Mara with his recent cancer diagnosis announcement. More than 90% of the players have expressed a preference for natural grass in surveys and have continued to ask for it in light of stadiums installing grass for FIFA next year. Ocho, now you see Ocho, you see what Ocho, what are they putting in all these stadiums that the World Cup is coming to? What are they putting in there, Ocho? Tell the people at home.
Yeah, listen, you know, especially an event of this magnitude, soccer's only played once you cross out the states. Is only played on grass, not just any grass. I'm talking about that beautiful, very Bermuda grass.
That may be looking like Augusta National, huh?
Unbelievable. So I understand the players' gripes, obviously about the turf, about the grass. I mean, they prefer and they much rather be playing on grass. I think for cold weather cities that don't have an enclosure.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard.
Now that would be an issue. So I remember when playing the Steelers, having a messed up field for them.
Oh yeah.
Late November, late December, it was an advantage. It was an advantage to them having a bad field. So I mean, if
plus the thing is, you know, the biggest problem.
What?
NFL games aren't the only thing that's played in that stadium.
You tear your grass up.
You have college games, you have concerts. So when Beyonce comes, or you have motocross, and you have all these other things that's played in there, you need something that can stand up because it's hard to pay for a stadium when you just use it half the year.
Yeah.
So that stadium is getting used year round, especially obviously now, New York, you can't have, they're probably not having outdoor events, but let's just say for the sake of argument, like Jerry's World. See, Jerry figured it out. Guess what they have there, Ocho?
Everything.
College football playoffs.
Boxing.
He's trying to get the Oklahoma, Texas, the Red River rivalry. He's trying to get that there.
Yeah.
National championship games are being played. They're doing other things. They're having concerts. They're having boxing events. They're having other things. So that's how you make money, by having these venues. And it gets hard. Real grass is hard to care for.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's really hard to care for. It is literally, we used to have a real grass in Mile High with some synthetic sewn in. But man, Ross was on it. I'm talking about, as a matter of fact, he used to work at the Broncos facility. They took him, and now He's in charge of that down there. He don't do the Bronco stuff. Man,
Right.
they cutting that grass every day. They measuring the temperature. How much water? Okay, we gave it to, hey, they cut the sprinklers on, Ocho, for 10 minutes as opposed to 15. They cut it. We cut it too low. It might burn. Oh, man, there's a science to that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, look, at the end of the day, I think they'll sit down. I think they'll come to some kind of resolution that's like, okay, what is in the best interest? Because we're hurting the product. Guys are getting injured. You're going to have to convince. You're going to have to be able to show them because, the NFL going to have their doctors and say, see, there isn't a rise. Ocho, Ocho, if you're trying to save money, I ain't trying to install grass and then have to install it every 3 weeks.
Basically, it's what you're going to have to do.
Because, I think Houston and the Cardinals have that rollout grass. You know what I'm saying, Ocho? They roll them pallets out. Yeah. And then when it's up, they roll them back up.
Yep.
So it's gonna be interesting to see what comes of this. I don't know what's gonna come of this, but it just goes to show you that there is some concern from the PA standpoint, because these are some big names, Ocho. These ain't just willy-nilly players,
right?
And we'll see. Like you said, I just believe that the owners like, man, look here. For the World Cup, to put us, in the influx of money that's going to be brought into the community.
Economy? Hey, you understand how big? Well, you
yeah, I do.
Yes.
Why you think everybody in America, everybody and their mama tried to bid on it?
Mm-hmm. Hey.
Hell, I think Atlanta got something going on there, but the Mercedes-Benz don't.
Atlanta, Miami, LA, Mexico,
Kansas City,
Canada, Kansas City. God dog it. Somewhere it's a few more. It's a few more. I'm gonna be at all of them. I'm excited.
Oh, you going?
Remember I work with Fox.
Yeah.
Up in Qatar. I was out there for a whole month. So I'm doing the same thing again.
No.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
You can't wait for what?
World
so
Cup.
What you think? You think they're gonna switch the turf, or they're gonna leave it as is?
Probably leave it as is, because it's too much work. It's too much work on their end, and it's the kind of work that's going to cost more.
They're trying to cut costs.
My point exactly.
It's going to be interesting to see how this thing plays out, because, like I said, look, they're studying it now. I don't know how much they studied because before this field turf, Ocho, you either had natural grass or you had artificial turf. Mm-hmm. There was no field turf, and then they like this field turf. Okay, this field turf, it's more durable. You don't have to care for it like you do regular grass. Oh. It's durable, so you can play multiple events on it. Mm-hmm. You can have multiple things on it. Concerts. So you could have a concert. You could have a concert on Saturday night, and the thing will be on Friday night, and it'll be ready on Sunday.
You know what I liked about the turf, though?
What that?
Like that, it didn't matter if it was raining. It didn't matter if it was cold. It didn't matter if it was hot. It didn't matter if there was snow on the ground. I was still able to run full speed and stop on a dime, because it's not giving. It's not going nowhere. And I could feel every step.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Not that I have there's nothing wrong with grass, but I just like the fact that is obviously the shoes I wore, Unc, was like a track spike with no cushion, no sole, no nothing. It was just the shell of a shoe and a shoelace. So just being able to feel, to me, I feel it's much faster playing on that turf.
I like grass, but I like grass, Ocho, but you know what? I didn't slip because I was a heavy planter. Oh, and I made sure, I always, a lot of times you start slipping when you start. I was like, bro, there's a reason why you only got 4 spikes in the back and you got 7, 8 in the front. Right, put your damn weight on the front of on the ball of your feet, not on your heels. That's why you slipping. Like, that should be common sense, dumb.
Yeah. Hey, And another reason I like it is I was so unorthodox in some of the stuff I did. I could be running the out route. You know, the out route, your out route is on your 7-step, right?
Yeah.
7-step with your outside foot.
Mm-hmm.
The out route and take an extra step because I can get the 12 so fast and run an out route off my left foot.
Let me ask you a question. Did y'all 10 roll to 12 or you 12 roll to 14?
I'd always go from, you're supposed to roll from 10 to 12.
Yeah.
I would get to 12 because, you know, I could plant that one foot and just flip right away. And
You plan on your inside foot?
No, I my right foot. Yeah. Listen, I'm talking about one.
Well, you plan on your right foot if you're on the left side. You plan on your left foot if you're on the right side.
Yeah. But I could do it in one motion because if you got a good DB, I'm talking about a really good DB that says, you know what? I'm not moving. I'm not finna sit. I'm gonna read the quarterback the first 3 steps and then get my eyes back on you. And that roll, if you rolling from 10 to 12, he driving. And if the ball ain't perfect, it's going the other way. So I'm not gonna give you no chance. I'm getting to 12. And I'm gonna make sure you getting up out of there.
Are you going right down the middle, or are you trying to pick a shoulder?
No, I'm staying right down the middle.
Yep.
Because if I weave, a good dude is just gonna weave right with you.
Mm-hmm.
He's just gonna reset everything. So I don't want to give you no indication. I'm gonna stay in a straight line, get you to open. If you open, boom, I'm snapping off, and
right.
You gonna play ball.
All right, without me. You got to get him out that back pedal. Cause look, now they'll call it. If you run into the guy now, if he's standing there and don't want to move, you run into him, they're gonna call it now.
Right.
Whereas before they wouldn't call that because he's entitled to that ground also.
Yep, sure is.
He's entitled to that spot. And but you know, I'm trying to get him to open up also.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get him to open. But for the most part, the last thing they want to do, they don't want you to step on their toes.
Oh.
They don't want you to step on their toes because they know if you step on their toes, it's over for the 9 ball.
It's a wrap.
It's over for the 9 ball. Hey, and the last thing you want to do is, Ocho, you know you got to be. You coming at like you think. I'm like, oh, here coming this 9 ball. Look at it running. Hey, I know. I ain't going deep. I was playing. My bad. I ain't mean to dig that hard to get you to open up, but I had to get you out of that back pedal. I had to make you move because if he doesn't move, Ocho, he gonna drive that.
Driving on you.
He's driving that, and especially it all depends on how tight you are, because he knows if you tight the out, you want some space to run the out, huh?
Uh-huh.
The Cleveland Browns have announced that their 3rd-round pick, Dillon Gabriel, will start Sunday against the Minnesota Vikings in London. When asked about Gabriel getting the starting job, it literally left Shedeur speechless. Ocho, let's take a listen to the sound.
Yeah, let me hear that thing.
Quarterback. Vocally, anything to say?
I guess yourself. Just one more. What do you think you have to show to the coaches just to have them have that belief in you that you can be ready?
What can you say?
How much has Joe been important to both you and Dillon in terms of your guys' development to this point?
Ocho, do you like the way Shedeur handled this press conference?
Absolutely, because whatever he says, they're gonna twist his words. If you say nothing, there's really on any other team. There are 31 there are 31 other teams. Do any of those media members talk to the 3rd-string quarterback?
No.
Oh, it's controversy. Why create controversy? How do you not create it? By when they ask you questions, just don't answer. You just don't answer. If anything, they should be talking to Joe Flacco. Why are you talking to Shedeur? I mean, it makes no sense, and I like the way he handled it because anything he does say, they're going to make it a big deal. They're going to twist his words. They're going to take it completely out of context. Listen, Dillon Gabriel's a starter. So be it.
For me, I mean, it's being reported.
Yeah.
Adam Schefter reported, and some other networks are starting to report that this was his response to Rex Ryan saying what he said on the Sunday show, that keep your mouth closed, move to the front of the class, and X, Y, and Z.
Okay, I like that. I
So
like that.
I guess this was a situation where he's like, okay, I should keep my mouth shut. I'm going to keep my mouth shut. It's hard for me to believe that the scenario that he didn't talk to his father. Obviously, he leans very heavily on his father, rightfully so. His dad has been through things like this, where he says something, and then if he says something, it's one thing. If he doesn't say something, it's another thing. So he took this approach. Look, he's not just any other quarterback, any other third string quarterback.
No.
You and I both know if he was any other quarterback and he slid down where he did, we wouldn't even be having it. If he was any normal 5th round pick, we wouldn't even having this discussion.
Yeah.
But he's not a 5th round pick. So we shouldn't ask him to act like a 5th round pick, because that's not what we believe he is. For me, look, if he'd have took the approach, say, look, I'm happy for Dillon.
Right.
Hopefully he goes out there and plays well. Joe, I feel bad for Joe, but this is the game of football. This is a business, and hey, I'm just I'm happy for Dillon, and my job doesn't change.
Right.
I go out there, I prepare, and if my number is called, I'm gonna go out there and give it everything that I possibly got. That's really the only thing that he can say, Ocho. What's he supposed to say?
Yeah.
Now, it's a situation. I'm not, we had this conversation, and everybody from Cleveland jumped on me. I said, guys, what are we doing?
Right.
Why is Joe Flacco here?
Yeah, we know
Joe Flacco was in Cleveland once before, and they let him go.
Yeah.
He was in Indy, and he wasn't. Let me get this straight. He wasn't the answer the first time around in Cleveland. He wasn't the answer in Indy. He wasn't the answer at the Jets. But now he's going to be the answer this time around. Joe Flacco hadn't been the answer since 2012 when he took the Ravens to the Super Bowl, and that's it. Go ahead, Ocho.
Nigga, I don't think he was the answer, Unc. It was more sure of the short-term answer until they're ready to see who's going to be quarterback number 2. We found out who quarterback number 2 was, and it was only a matter of time. Same thing with Russell Wilson and Jackson Dart. Russell Wilson was a starter. He was a starter for a short time, like you said, 8 weeks or maybe after. I thought it would have been I thought it would have been far beyond that. But obviously, we see what happened. They made a change after week 3.
Mm-hmm.
Same concept. I knew he wasn't going to be in there too long. And I mean, listen, Dillon Gabriel is now the quarterback. I wish him luck, and we're gonna see. To me, to be honest with you, I don't think he's the answer. I don't think he's the answer, and we're gonna find out. Listen, this ain't the preseason. This ain't the preseason, and the defenses that you're gonna see now are going to be a lot more different than what you saw
For
during
sure.
the preseason. So if he can handle the pressure, one of the things I do like about Dillon Gabriel is not only can he throw the ball, he showed that he can be efficient in the preseason, but he's also a dual threat. He can use his legs, similar to Jackson Dart. I'm not saying Jackson Dart, but I'm just saying he had that dual threat capability and being able to extend plays and throw the ball.
It's funny how we look at things now. Jameis Winston has a big personality. He's a third string quarterback. Everybody would have lauded Jameis had he did the exact same thing.
Right.
I mean, think about it, Ocho.
Yeah.
The funny things that he says and the mannerisms that he has.
Yes.
This is Jameis.
Yeah, absolutely.
But they have a problem with Shadur. I don't know how Shadur wins. Mm-hmm. If he says something, he shouldn't have said anything. If he doesn't say anything, he should have said something. Until he gets on the field and somebody can say either, see, I told you he could play, or I told you he couldn't play, it's going to be a something, Ocho. That's just the way. That's just the nature of what it is.
Absolutely. It's totally unfortunate too, Unc, because if it was any 5th round pick, he wouldn't be talked about like this.
No.
Because this would come with that last name.
Yeah, absolutely.
This would come with the aura of being a Sanders. It is what it is. Obviously, I feel the Browns and the organization, Stefanski, obviously the owner himself came out and said, this wasn't my pick. This is not who I wanted. So the odds are stacked against him. The cards that he dealt, he's going to have to do his best job at playing the hand that he has. When that opportunity comes, if it does come, you got to come out. You got to be prepared. You got to be prepared. And when you get it, you got to shut that door behind you.
I get it. Look, and people say, well, Jameis proved himself. What? That he's the journeyman quarterback? He threw 30 picks. He was the last quarterback in the NFL since you got to go back to Testaverde in the 80s that threw 30 interceptions. So I'm trying to figure out, what did he prove? Did he take Tampa to the Super Bowl? Because all I know, the team that he left, Tom Brady came in the next year and they went to the Super Bowl. So I'm asking you guys, you said he proved. What did he prove? If he'd proved, guess where he'd have been, Ocho? Not the backup in New York. Where would he have been? Because where was he last year, Ocho? Cleveland.
Cleveland, yeah.
He was in New Orleans before that.
Yeah.
All I'm saying the personality matches. Look, prove. Okay, fine, I get your point. Where he started in the league, he was rookie of the year in the league.
Yeah.
You're absolutely correct. But there are a lot of guys that prove they can. Joe Flacco proved that he could play in the league. Joe Flacco won a Super Bowl. He was a Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah.
Go look at Joe Flacco playoff numbers. I mean, you would say that Joe Flacco would have proven more if you say improved than Jameis. I was just saying the personalities. When we like somebody, Ocho, we'll tolerate more of their behavior than if we don't.
Yeah.
See, we like Jameis. Jameis funny, man. Y'all heard what Jameis said?
Yeah.
Jameis funny.
Yeah.
Jameis going to have a career in media.
Yeah, Jameis is 101. Jameis is
Yes.
There isn't another personality like him. I think Shedeur doesn't have that kind of personality. I think people just don't like Shedeur based on the aura, what he comes with, the name, Pops as well. Some of the things Dion may have said in the past, people that like Dion. So any ill will toward Dion and just overflowing onto his son as well. For me, Unc, you ignore it, especially as Shedeur, you ignore it. You've been prepared for this moment. You've had to deal with it all your life. Now it's come to a head. You at the last stop. You've reached the pinnacle. Your childhood dream of being on an NFL team. You're not the starter, but you have an opportunity to be the starter at some time if things don't go well. You just need to make sure you are prepared when the opportunity presents itself. And that's pretty much it. All the noise, block all that out, man. Block all that out.
It's just unusual to see the starter get benched. And, well, I guess it's common because when Russ got benched, Jackson Dart came in to start and Russell went to the backup.
Right.
So I guess it's not as unusual as we might think it is. You're like, well, hold on. Flacco got benched. Shedeur was already third. Shouldn't everybody just like move up a spot and the guy jumps back? But that's seemingly not how they did it because Brian Daboll said that Jackson Dart would start the rest of the season and Russ would serve as his backup and Jameis stays where Jameis is.
Yeah.
And I guess it's common. I don't really know, Ocho. But it seemed like this is the same thing. Joe Flacco lost his job. Yeah. The guy that was backing up Joe Flacco moves to the starter, and Flacco moves to number 2, and the third quarterback stays exactly where he was.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think the thing is, until Shedeur gets on the field and proves or disproves what the Ocho is 50, want to play, he's too cocky, he's too this, he does this and he does that, the mannerisms. Until he's on the field, until he plays, it's the chatter, the noise is not going to stop.
No, it's not. It's not.
Are you muted?
Me?
He ain't said nothing. I can't hear him.
You can't hear me?
Oh, just me?
Yeah, that's you. I'm talking to you. Can you hear me now? Hey, can you see my muscles? You see my muscles? Hey, Chad, can you see my muscles?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. You got me now?
Yeah, I got you. Go ahead. That was me.
Okay, yeah. I can hear you now.
But it's a situation, Ocho. People want to see him succeed or they want to see him fail, but they want to see him on the field.
Yeah,
that's what it comes down to, Ocho. Mm-hmm. I want to see him on the field, and I want to see him sink or swim.
Right. Yeah.
That's what it comes down to because all this talk, well, he shouldn't have been this or he shouldn't have been that. Now he's going to either prove a camp right or he's going to be proven wrong.
Right.
But so they want to say, okay, we see now that's why he slid to the 5th round. Man, I don't know how y'all see how he playing. He should have never been in the 6th round. I mean, the 5th round.
Right.
You don't know. I'm sure he talked to his dad.
Yeah.
His dad's like, look, son, if it was me, you handle it. You're your own guy. You're your own man. But Rex said, I don't know exactly. I don't want to misquote, but I think he said something to the fact, why are you talking? Because it's the same situation, and here's where he's going to get beat up at. If he doesn't go play and he doesn't play well, Ocho, remember, he said he can play better than some of the starting quarterbacks right now.
Yeah.
That's what got LeBron in trouble with Bronny.
Yeah.
Bronny was in high school, or Bronny was in college, and Bron said Bronny is better than some NBA players currently.
Right.
You put a huge target. Now, I get it. When you tell your son, you believe in your son, and you should believe in your son. But when you put it out there like that, Ocho, man, you're asking for a lot of criticism.
Yeah.
Should we be surprised that he was named starter?
No, I mean, he was the number 2. It shouldn't be a surprise at all. It shouldn't be a surprise at all. Listen, when Stefanski came out before the season started and said that Dillon Gabriel will be the number 2 quarterback, I mean, that's what it is. That's what it is. So we knew at whatever point things weren't going well for Flacco, Dillon Gabriel would be the next man up. Now, if things don't go well with Dillon Gabriel, I don't know what's going to happen from that point on.
That's where I was going next.
Oh, you were?
You're right, Ocho, because it was reported that Gabriel was getting first-team reps along with Flacco as early as training camp. So he was getting first-team reps, Flacco was getting first-team reps, and who was the other quarterback?
Kenny,
From the Steelers.
Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, Pickett. So those guys were getting first-team reps. Shedeur wasn't getting those reps.
Right.
So I agree. We shouldn't be surprised. The question that I have for you, if Gabriel struggles, now what do? Do they go back to Flacco or they say, or do they give Shedeur an opportunity?
You know what? I'm not sure. And knowing the game, understanding the business and knowing how the business works, I think they will probably go back to Flacco. I think they would go back to Flacco. And if things don't work out again and Flacco's still not successful when he returns back to the field, then I think Shedeur will get his shot somewhere on the back half of the season.
Ocho, let me ask you a question.
Talk to me.
If you think Shedeur knew what he knew now, you think he goes back to Colorado for his last year?
If he knew what he knows now, if he knows what he knows now?
Hindsight, yeah.
Probably so. Probably so.
I think so too.
I would think
But
so.
there's no possible way. There's no possible way. Ocho, there's not a scenario that anybody thought, okay, let's just say, Ocho, he's not the first pick. He's not a top 5. He's not a top 10. Let's just say, you know what, Ocho, because you and I having this conversation, let's just say that he's not a first-round pick. 32 players going to be selected in the first round.
Right.
Ain't no way he thought he'd be a 5th-round draft pick.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Not at all. And some people will say, well, he wasn't that good. He was mid. He can play the quarterback position. He can play the quarterback position. He does. He's not a dual threat, but what he lacks in his ability to run the ball, he makes up in other areas. He has other intangibles that makes him a quality quarterback where he should get an opportunity to start on an NFL team. And until he gets the opportunity to prove he can do just that, we're going to have to wait and see.
He should apply for a hardship for COVID. I want to go back and play. You're right. I mean, there's really like no way to really know. I mean, hell, somebody would have told me I was going to be a 7th-round draft pick. I said, you out your damn mind.
Yeah.
I was the number one rated, one of the number one rated players below Division I. So I'm like, okay, I ain't gonna go in the first round. But somebody tell me I'm not gonna be a top 3 round pick. Man, please.
Let me tell you something, Unc. You've been around a long time. I've been around long enough to understand that business and how that business works.
Yeah.
Anything they don't like about you before you get there, they will find a way to humble you. They will find a way to humble you. And when your opportunity does present itself, boy, you got to knock that goddamn door down and close it behind you, because you're not going to get very many opportunities, especially if they don't like you.
I would have. I agree with you, Ocho, because my brother used to tell me all the time. I said, man, I've been in training camp, Ocho, and I'll be like, man, I ain't getting no reps today. Or
Right.
I'll be in practice, once I made a team. He said, don't worry about it. He said, one day, John Elway going to call on you. He said, just make sure when he call your number,
You better be ready.
you're ready.
Got to be ready.
He said, and I think the thing that really helped me, Ocho, is that he told me, he said, T, you could be good in this league. He said, there ain't a whole lot of can do what you do now. He said, just keep working, just keep working hard. I don't know why that man took a liking to me. I don't, Ocho. I don't know why.
Right.
But I mean, for him and Gary Kubiak was the backup when I was in Denver when I first got there in 1991. Hey, Kube used to pull me to the side. Now that's when you know somebody really take a liking to you.
Yeah.
He pulled me to the side. He would show me, he say, hey, now you're gonna be in here on this, this, and this. You know what you got? Now they're gonna be in this coverage. You
Right.
run this. You're gonna be on that coverage. You run that. Ocho, I be out there doing like I'm doing. I do like, okay, good job, Sharp.
Hey, you know what else? You know what else?
Ocho, they be like, Ocho, they be like, good job, Sharp. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Getting your playbook. Man, Coop told me everything.
Hey, you know what else? When I think about it, when I think about some of the things the fancy said, when I think about some of the things the owner said, they baiting him too a little bit too, They baiting him. When you go to the Army, when you go to the Marines, when you go to the Navy, any of those places where it's a structured environment, what's the one thing they try to do to make sure to see if you're ready or you worthy?
But they gotta try to break you down.
Trying to break you. They trying to break him. He cannot break. You cannot fold. You cannot lash
No,
out.
hell no.
You
I
cannot
don't
get
come this
mad.
far. Hell no.
You can't do none of that. You got to stay the course. You got to stay the course and focus on the end goal and prepare for that opportunity, because it's gonna come.
Yeah.
It's definitely gonna come.
Man, Ocho, look, I'm gonna share this story with you. I've only shared it one time, and I shared it with when I spoke at Coach Reed's funeral. I was the only. His wife called me and asked, would I speak? Now, you got to realize all the people that he played with. Coach Reeves played in the league. He played under Coach Landry. All the coaches. He coached. He was the offensive coordinator with the Cowboys.
Yeah.
He was the head coach of the Broncos. He was the head coach of the Giants. He was the head coach of the Falcons. She asked me to speak. I didn't know until she told me. But she's like, Shannon, it would be a huge honor if you were to speak at Dan. I'm like, are you sure? She's like, I'm sure. She said, Shannon, you was always his favorite. He said, you worked so hard. He did say he saw how you came in and what you worked and turned yourself into. He was just so proud. So I'm sure he would be honored if you spoke. Ocho, every Sunday, Coach Reeves would ask 7 or 8 of us what we had on a certain play. God honest truth. Every time he would call on me, he would already had saw me. He would tell me he would step out in the hall. He would tell me, I'm going to ask you this.
Right.
This is what you need to say.
Right.
Say it like this. And I'm like, why he ain't doing that for nobody else.
Right.
He's not. That's why it hurt me so bad, Ocho, when he got fired. I said, because he got fired the year I made my first Pro Bowl. I led the team in receiving.
Right.
It hurt me so bad. I said, if I had only become what I later became in 93 through 98,
right,
ain't no way Coach Reeves got fired. So that's why it hurt me, because he invested so much in me. He believed in me. He did. He drafted me. Somehow he lost his damn mind and forgot to cut me. And for him, John and Kube and Coach Reeves to take that kind of time, I promise you, I don't know, you don't quote me on this. It's hard for me to believe that a head coach is taking that kind of interest in a 7th-round draft pick in today's game. It's hard for me to believe John Elway, the #1 pick in the 1983 draft, he was a Pro Bowler, he was an All-Pro, he was an MVP, had gone to 3 Super Bowls, is taking that kind of liking in a 7th-round draft pick. Gary Kubiak, who was the backup, is taking that kind of liking. Ocho, I ain't have no choice. It's like my grandmother when she took my mom's 3 in after raising hers. I ain't have no choice, Ocho. How can I let these people down that had invested so much in me, that believed in me? How? I couldn't. Man, I got in a playbook. Hey, every night I'm going home. I say, I'm going to know everything. It became second nature. It became, I knew what I had to do. It's hard to, check this out, Ocho. The tight end is normally Y. In Dan's offense, he's X.
The X.
Yes, because Coach Landry was a defensive coordinator. So everything is backwards. 1-3-5 is to the right. 2-4-6-8 is to the left.
Okay.
Yes. So if it's backwards, that's not Z. That's a wing. X, Y. Wing 3, Y dig. Tight end is the X. Ocho, tight end been Y his whole life. 2-4-6-8 been to the right your whole life. 1-3-5-7 is to the left. Ocho. Now you got verbiage. Ocho, I came from the route tree. 6-5-4.
Same.
7-3-7. Man, what you mean? 52 double slant in special. Huh? What I got? 52. I ain't never heard nothing like that. Oh, man. Jeez. My mind was spinning.
But some good days, boy.
Ocho, I just want to know, what is it going to take? What do you believe it will take for Shedeur to get an opportunity to start this season? Because if he doesn't start this season, Ocho, the whole purpose of him not going to Baltimore, and it's reported that there were another team, the Eagles, also thought about selecting him. He said, no, I don't want to play behind her. I don't want to. It wasn't that he didn't want to play behind guys like that, but you talk about a guy like Jalen Hurts is very durable. He doesn't miss time. Lamar.
You're not seeing the field, Unc. You're not seeing the field at the two places.
Now,
you want the opportunity to play.
What happens if he doesn't see the field this year for Cleveland?
Hey, that's one I don't know, and that's what I'm not understanding. But if he doesn't see the field this year for Cleveland, being that they have shortcomings with Flacco and they have shortcomings with Dillon Gabriel, then that's malpractice on ownership. It might come to a point where you have no choice but to put him in there, because not only is the team gonna call for him, the fans and the media gonna call for him as well.
I definitely think the fans going to be calling for it if Gabriel doesn't play well. I mean, look, just don't turn the ball over. Just keep the defense off the field for 35, 40 minutes. I'm not asking you to be a world beater, but if you can give your defense, if you can score enough and keep your defense off the field, where they're not playing 35, 40 minutes, you're going to have a chance. You're going to have a chance. The defense is plenty good enough. But not if you wear them down. So we'll see. Ocho, Dillon Gabriel made an interesting comment yesterday when talking about becoming Brown's new QB1. Let's take a listen to what Gabriel had to say.
I smile because it's like a moment you prep for and you are extremely excited for, but also got to realize that it's extreme focus, and that's what I've continued to harp on. But you wait for the perfect time, you're going to wait a whole lifetime. So for me, I've always been ready for every moment.
Wait for the perfect time. You'll be waiting a lifetime.
I like that, because when you do get your moments and your opportunities, sometimes the ideal situation is never perfect. It's never perfect. The ideal situation that you envision in your head to get the opportunity is never going to be how you envision it. And that's exactly what it is. Sometimes there are adversity, sometimes there are obstacles that you have to climb to get said opportunities. And for him, it hasn't been perfect. Hey man, my light just went out.
I don't think he was talking about him waiting a lifetime. The reports didn't come out that he's told a team not to draft him.
I don't coincide with what he said and having to do anything with 12. I don't.
Right.
Yeah, no, it's hard to even. No, not even close.
Not even close.
Nah, not even close. No, that's in a sense.
I get, you know,
that would be almost be reaching a little bit. That's to me. No.
So, but I'm trying to figure out
how you feel.
Why would he say if you wait for the perfect time, you have to wait a lifetime?
Well, come on, huh? And that's a young.
I'm just asking.
Listen, we can't. That's his words. That's what he came up with. That might be a saying. I don't know. I don't know, but I still don't. I don't coincide what he's saying and having to do anything with
Shedeur. Look. Is it ever going to be perfect, Ocho? I mean, all things being equal, you like for the Dolphins to draft you. All things being like, man, let me go home. I want to play for the Dolphins, or I want to go play with somebody got a quarterback, yada, yada, yada. But look, and I get it, quarterbacks are different because normally you get a quarterback and he's good. He's going to be there for a period of time, and you got to wait and hope everything happens. I mean, let me ask you a question. Ideally, do you think Tom Brady, given the choice, wanted to go to New England after they had just made Drew Bledsoe the highest paid quarterback in the NFL? He had just signed a 6-year, $100 million deal.
$100 million deal, yeah.
Do you think that was the ideal situation for Tom Brady?
Absolutely not.
What happened?
He got hurt. Drew got hurt. And guess what happened? It wasn't an ideal situation, and it wasn't perfect.
He made it ideal.
Bingo. And the same thing. Joe Flacco's not playing well. Not the ideal situation, because maybe the ideal situation is I drafted in the 3rd round and I beat Joe Flacco out in training camp and I'm the starter week 1. Right. That's the ideal, perfect situation.
I don't believe they're going to let anybody look. It's been reported they wanted Kenny Pickett to win the job, and Gabriel will be 2nd, Shedeur be 3rd. I don't ever think there was going to be a situation, Ocho, that a rookie was going to beat Joe Flacco out. I don't.
No, I didn't either. Based on Flacco, hey, listen, I didn't either. But again, the way to go on who you start with is you start with the veteran who has experience. And when the bottom falls out, then you make a change. The bottom fell out, they made a change.
Right. Man, I could have told him the bottom was going to fall out.
Yeah, at some point.
The bucket was rusty anyway. You talking about the bottom fell out. Hell, the bucket rusty. Yeah. What the hell you think was going to happen to the bottom? Mm-hmm. Look, at the end of the day, Shedeur needed to make the best decision for him. You might not agree with what he did. He should just be happy that somebody was going to take him. X, Y, and Z. I get it, Ocho. I do. I honestly get all of that. Because normally when we come out, Ocho, we just happy to get drafted. Really, I am. I didn't care about, man, the Bengals, the Patriots, the Colts, anybody could have drafted me. I got drafted to the NFL. That was the start of the journey. Yeah. I mean, sometimes people get drafted, Ocho, they say, oh, yeah. No, bro, your journey just started. You ain't never been to the NFL. I don't know if my dream was not to be drafted. My dream was to get to the NFL and play. Right. Being drafted is just half the process.
Whoa. Also, you have to think. Now let's use a little bit of common sense. My chances, if I'm Shedeur, I don't want to go to Baltimore. You ain't finna see the field. You're not seeing the field for the next 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the next 10, 11 years. It's going to be the Lamar Jackson show.
I know a guy that went to New England when Tom Brady was at his apex, named Jimmy Garoppolo. Played a few games, played good enough, and then what happened? Ocho, tell the people at home that don't know, that wasn't around when Jimmy Garoppolo got drafted to the New England Patriots, and Tom Brady got suspended, because we never know. Because there's only been one omnipotent one. Yeah. The all-knowing.
Yes.
Tell the people at home what happened. Jimmy Garoppolo got drafted to the New England Patriots. There's an unforeseen that we could not have possibly known.
Right.
Now tell the people, I want you to take the story over from there.
Hold on, I forgot the story. You got to bring me up to speed.
Jimmy Garoppolo gets drafted to the New England Patriots.
Yes.
Tom Brady gets suspended for 4 games. Jimmy Garoppolo played well enough to say, guess what happened, Ocho?
Yeah.
The 49ers traded a 2nd-round pick to get Jimmy G.
Okay.
Now, Lamar Jackson is hurt. If Shadur Sanders is there, guess who's going to get in the game right now, Ocho?
Shedeur Sanders.
If you play well enough, because you know you're not going to keep the job from Lamar Jackson. You play well enough, guess what happens, Ocho? Tell the people at home what could possibly happen.
Yeah, he could probably get traded. Somebody willing to give up picks for him.
Ta-da! And you get to a situation that you always wanted. Because look, go ahead.
Or the cards that you were dealt, I'm going to take my chances going somewhere else. I'm going to take my chances going, but let me stay with me now.
Go ahead, I'm with you.
I'm going to take my chances going somewhere else where the odds are stacked against me, those obstacles and those hurdles, that adversity that I've always had to overcome in life. I'm going to do it the hard way. I got to wait and wait my turn. Because
guess what?
He going to get his opportunity on.
Guess what else is stacked against you?
What's that?
The talent in Cleveland versus the talent in Baltimore.
Yeah.
Because when Jimmy Garoppolo went to New England, guess who he was throwing to? Danny Amendola. Mm-hmm. Guess who else? Julian Edelman. Yeah. Guess who else? Rob Gronkowski. Mm-hmm. Guess who he would be handing the ball off to? Derrick Henry. Guess who he'd be throwing to? Mark Andrews. Guess who else? Rashad Bateman. Yeah. Guess who else? Dave Flowers.
Dave Flowers.
Now let me ask you another question. Who would you rather be throwing the ball to? The guys in Cleveland or the guys in Baltimore? Who would you rather hand the ball off to? Derrick Henry or the guy in Cleveland? I'm just asking. I don't know. I mean, you might like.
I hear you. I hear you. It sounds good. That would be the ideal situation. But what did Dillon Gabriel just say? I don't have the ideal situation. The situation I'm in was not perfect, but when the opportunity.
Hold on. Can we rewrite that and play that again? Can we rewrite?
I smile because it's like a moment you prep for and you are extremely excited for, but also got to realize that it's extreme focus, and that's what I've continued to harp on. But you wait for the perfect time, you're going to wait a whole lifetime. So for me, I've always been ready for every moment.
If you wait for the perfect time. So I'm Shadur and I'm in Baltimore. So I'm waiting on Lamar to get hurt because that's the
what you waiting for in what you waiting for in Cleveland? You waiting for Joe Flacco to mess up?
So either way, whichever place you go to, you're still waiting on the perfect time. You're still waiting on the ideal situation where you can get in there and do what you do. Regardless of what's surrounding you, you still got to do what you got to do.
Right. When you get in there.
For one, you know what's funny? Is you can't focus on what's around you. You can only focus on what you need to do. Right. You got to do what you need to do, regardless of whether you have a great supporting cast or not. Whether I got Derrick Henry or not. Whether I got Dave Flowers or I got goddamn Derrick Henry in the background. I got to do what I got to do and hand the ball off to Judkins, right? Judkins.
Yeah.
Judkins. I got to get the ball to Jerry Jeudy. I got to get the ball to Njoku. Whatever I got to work with, that hand I got. Well, when you play blackjack, they give you a hand.
Right.
I'm trying to beat the dealer. That's it. I got to work with what I got.
I guess man, you gave me 14. I guess what you got? You got a 9. I got to hit it.
Hey, Unc, that's the beautiful thing about life, though, Unc. That's the thing about life.
Right.
We all envision getting the perfect hand. But sometimes the card that God deals us, they ain't perfect. He ain't gonna give us 21 every time.
No, and sometimes you might have 21 and the dealer got 21. And you be like, and you didn't take no insurance out.
Hey, listen, it's a push.
Oh, you got I got 20. And then he flip over blackjack.
Ooh.
So you're right. There are no perfect scenarios.
Yeah.
We make whatever it is, we make the best out. Because there have been times, you got 8, You got 10, you get 3, you get a 5, you get another 3. 21.
Yeah.
Like, damn, I don't know how I made that hand.
Yeah.
And that's what Shedeur is going to have to do. Okay, he's going to have to wait a couple of more weeks because Dillon Gabriel is in there now, and they're going to give him 3 to 5 weeks.
Yeah, and listen, I hope he does well.
I do too. I can't wish bad, Ocho. I've been in that situation, Ocho. I was the third. Hold on, Clarence K, Orson, Burher. I was the 4th tight end, Ocho.
God damn.
4th. Every tight end on the roster got hurt.
Hold on, you was 4th?
4th. Hey, first of all, I was the 5th receiver. So that's what I was the 5th receiver. Yes, 5th.
Hey, you were sorry.
I was a special teams, man. I was special teams, Ocho. That was my job. Now, give them a good look at practice.
Right.
Special teams, go down there, do what I need to do.
Yeah.
How everybody, all the tight ends get hurt.
Yeah.
I'm the biggest wide receiver. Mm-hmm. But at that point in time, Ocho, I'm already down. I came in, I weighed 221. By that time, I'm like 212. What tight end what wide receiver Ocho, can go play tight end, even in today's game, when they don't really block like that at 212?
Yeah, that's very undersized. That's very undersized. Hell, I did shit. When I came in as a rookie, I was 212.
So it was a situation like, and when Dan they send for me to come talk to Dan, I think I'm gonna get cut. Because Ocho, and coach called you, they say, hey, Dan want to see you in his office. And you just had a meeting. I'm gonna tell Libby what I'm gonna tell Spanky. Damn. Everybody back and just Ocho, everything going through my head. Yeah, I know them ends are back home gonna be. Yeah, I told you, I know he wasn't gonna last long. Damn.
Yeah.
He could tell I was nervous, Ocho. I'm like, that's it, man. Coach. Hey, Shannon, come on in. No, I'm good. I can hear y'all here.
Hey.
He said, what do you think about switching positions? We think about moving you to tight end. I said, okay. He said, I said, you gonna throw me the ball? He's like, yeah, you gotta learn the plays, but yeah, right. we'll get you the ball. I said, okay. Man, Ocho, my heart was beating so fast.
Yeah.
So, hey, now I ain't in the wide receiver meetings no more. I'm with the tight ends.
Tight ends, yeah.
And just like that, halfway through the season, boom. Exit interview, Ocho. We were 5-11 that year.
Yeah.
He said, hey, Coach Reed, tell me I go to his office. He said, you did really good. But hey, need you to get a little stronger, put a little weight on.
Yeah.
Hey, we think you could be really good. We think you could be really good. It's like, man. I said, okay. Bad. Ocho, man, I hit the weights. Man. So that's what, hey, Shedeur, I don't know when this opportunity is going to present itself. But when it presents itself, and I'm sure your father has told you this, when the opportunity presents itself, sometimes when opportunity presents itself, Ocho, grumblers complain about the noise. Ooh. Don't worry about it. Seize the moment, bro.
Oh, what that was you said?
Opportunity when it knocks, grumbler complains about the noise.
Hold on.
Man, who that knock? That's opportunity. Gone. Don't worry about it.
Hold on.
You a Sanders. Realize that. Hang your hat on that. All else fails, go back. Who am I? What am I? How did I become this? Where did I come from?
Hey, boy, that was a good one there, boy. When opportunity presents itself, grumblers.
When opportunity knocks.
Oh, yeah, knock. When opportunity.
Man, who that knocking on my door? What you want? That was opportunity, knocking. And you complaining about the noise.
Oh, that's tough, huh? Hey, that's like a battle rap bar right there. I'm going to use that.
Yeah.